Hey everyone, this is Josh. Welcome to Waxing Pixels, the Battle Geek Plus Podcast. Joining with me is Heather.
Hi.
Ryan.
Yo.
And Frank.
Alright, let's get this going.
Alright, so I know we haven't done a podcast before. This is a new thing. Everyone feel excited. Waxing Pixels, for our long-time viewers, you do know, was kind of a Let's Play show we were doing for a little bit, which evolved into the main Battle Geek Plus show that we do now. So we decided to reuse the title, and because we're lazy, and because we have artwork for it already. So here it is. See that? It's a really nice logo.
It's a podcast. You can't see anything.
Okay. Anyway, so first up, who went to E3?
Me.
I think I did.
I'm raising my hand.
But no one can see you raise your hand, Josh.
Exactly. So we all went to E3, and who of us went and played Zelda at E3?
I did.
Not Heather.
Not me.
Everyone but Heather. So we wouldn't play Zelda, but you did see some of the Zelda presentation that was out on the main floor.
Yeah, I did see plenty of that, and, well, the exit was large enough that even if I didn't go in, I could still see all the cool shit that they had set up.
That place was like
all that stuff.
The place was like a freaking wonderland of awesome, amazing Zelda-ness.
It was.
Right?
It was like a Nintendo amusement park.
Yes, it was. Just like now it needed like a roller coaster or something.
Oh, God,
where I get a
that'd be
Triforce
amazing.
at the end.
Did it-
Slammed right into my face.
Did it blow your mind when the presentation was done and just lifted up above the...
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yes.
we went through like that tree opening thing that was like glowing and stuff. We went into like a thing that looked like a dungeon, and we're sitting there and like we're watching this presentation that's like being like put on a screen in front of us, and then like you said, the screen lifted, but the screen, it looked like a door at that point. It's just like a big door lifted, it's just out into like Hyrule, just with TVs everywhere because we were playing the game. But the reason I bring it up is because Zelda Breath of the Wild was awarded Best of Show at E3.
I believe it.
I feel like saying,
Yeah.
no shit.
Right? I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, so Josh, Frank, and I played it for about an hour, I think. I think there was one demo that was about 25 minutes and another demo that was about 35 minutes. We got to play different parts of the game. You know, to kind of get accustomed to like the combat, the settings. It's very, very open world. I also think, with the Wii U controller, you know, the combat was definitely a very refined from Twilight Princess, since that was kind of the last mainstream Zelda I played. And yeah, it works pretty well. I like it. I like it a lot.
Just from the stuff that I saw, even though, you know, I didn't go in and play it and whatever, they added so much stuff. It's like, oh, hey, you want to go chop some tree down and find some meat and cook it, and oh, hey, look, it's snowing out. You better have a jacket on, because if not, Zink's gonna zink.
We just lost all of our subscribers.
I think zinc is like a mineral.
Keep your mind at this table, not the periodic table.
Right?
Ooh.
Right?
Nerd.
But obviously my thought process was going a little faster than my mouth. If you weren't wearing your tunic and you're running around in the cold, if you weren't by a fire, you know, Link would get cold, and like that's something that we haven't seen in a Zelda game before, like that kind of attention to detail.
It's realistic Zelda.
Yeah, well, it's good. They're taking it into a new direction. If you've ever played Skyward Shield, there's durability to most of the
Skyward
Skyward
Sword.
Shield.
Skyward Sword.
And now we're never going to get our subscribers back. Jeez, we can.
This podcast is horrible.
Right? No,
I can see the comments now.
All right, so Zelda Breath of the Wild, now, it winning Best of Show at E3 was obviously, like, it's just obvious that they did. Because, like, if you went on which hall is that one that, like, just all the developers are in? Is that South Hall?
Yeah,
or?
it'll be South Hall for developers, and the big three are West Hall.
West Hall. Big three or West Hall. Okay, so over in West Hall, you know, they have Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo and all that stuff. And Nintendo dedicated all of its space to showcasing Zelda, and they made a big thing out of it. And that probably has a lot to do with the fact that they're really kind of trying to put the Wii U to bed, but and so they've just only got one thing to show off because they haven't shown off the NX yet. But also this year, I noticed at E3, like, a lot more stuff was closed off and you had to get in line for it. In previous years, there's just been a lot more open space where you can just walk up and play something and talk to somebody about it.
The app.
Oh, yeah. We had the... Well, you explain the app.
Well, if you wanted to get into any of the Sony presentations, or the big ones like God of War,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
And all the virtual reality stuff.
Modern Warfare, you had to download the Sony app and
Make an
register
appointment.
and log in, register, and make an appointment.
Yeah, we were making appointments for Horizon Zero Dawn while rushing over to get in line for Zelda.
Was
Okay.
that last day?
It's the second day.
It was the second day. So the second day, Frank and Ryan, you guys showed up like early. You guys left the hotel stupid early, and you guys were in that first crowd of people behind the escalators going up to the second floor. And Josh and I, we didn't even get there until like right before they opened the doors. We just squeezed in with Frank and Ryan. And when they opened the doors, it was so funny because they kept screaming, "Walk!" Because grown men and grown women were literally running like third graders. Literally. And I just casually walked around a corner, no big deal. I almost got knocked over by some son of a bitch who was running so fast to try and get in line for Zelda. And they security people were holding out their arms. I saw a security guy grab 3 people and was like, "Walk!" And it was sheer mayhem and ridiculous. And then whenever the guys finally got in line and I finally found them, it still took them over 3 hours to finally get to the presentation.
We didn't run or anything. We walked very quickly, mind you, power walked.
You jogged. You totally jogged.
I did not.
You jogged.
I power walked.
No, you jogged.
Look, I'm a head with legs underneath. Underneath this t-shirt right now is just more legs. You should know this. You're married to me. I power walked.
Well, I had no choice but to power walk because I was still surrounded by so many people. I couldn't run through that crowd.
Well, I tried to cut around, rather than just go straight. I cut around to where we ended up eventually going in, and that was already full. And so I just followed that the rest of the way. I finally made it around to you guys. So
yeah, and it wrapped around the whole Nintendo section, and it wrapped around the food area, and I think it almost went down to Sony.
it was
that line definitely folded in on itself several times.
It was definitely. It was best of show. That's and there's a reason why. Just the presentation they gave it in the first place. Even if the game was horrible for some reason, I mean, you had to get in to see that. Unless you're Heather, which then she's got better shit to do.
I had better shit to do. I did not want to stand in line for 3 hours. I just didn't. I had no want to do that.
That's why I brought my DS with me and my PSP. Not PSP, the Vita.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So
also, what was cool too, for the people who are last in line, the last people that can get in, because they actually cut off the line at noon. Charles Martinet, the Mario's voice actor, came out, and he was taking pictures and signing autographs with people.
Yeah, I saw that. I always forget his name, but I recognize that face anywhere. And he was walking out. I'm all did the voice of Mario just walk out amongst a bunch of Nintendo fans?
Yeah.
Who are so Nintendo fan that they're standing in a mile line long talking
words.
A mile long line.
Yeah.
That's a brave man. He's definitely able to save some princesses.
That he's got a death wish.
And nobody could see it, but Frank just put his sunglasses on and gave us finger guns.
Bum, bum, bum.
So, but no, we're talking at Best of Show, Zelda. There was it was all played on Wii U's, which, like I said earlier, the Wii U is kind of being put to bed. Nintendo did say at some point that the NX wasn't supposed to be the successor of the Wii U, but they're saying that the same way that the DS wasn't supposed to be the successor of the Game Boy. And something that Ryan pulled up today was that the Wii U had sales trouble before the launch. Why don't you lead us into that a little bit?
Yeah. So from what I read, the Wii U had sales trouble before launch because basically, when the Wii U was announced in 2011, people were confused at the name. They were like, is this an addition to the Wii? What is Wii U? I mean, well, of course, me being the, dumb gamer that I am, I was kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, is this some kind of controller add-on to the Wii?
See, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was like that too. Yeah, so Nintendo had a lot of trouble marketing the Wii U to quote-unquote new people because they thought it was an expansion for the Wii.
Right. And Frank, what did you think when the Wii U was announced? Did you think it was a new console or?
Yeah, I thought it was just the controller itself. I have no idea what it was. In fact, I think that was one of the reasons was it just
I think the only reason I wasn't confused when information about that started coming out is because I worked for Best Buy at the time in the gaming area. I had been in there for a while, and I had already become like professional acquaintances with the Nintendo rep that would come into the store and everything, and set up and break down certain Nintendo pieces for our store. And so I knew that the Wii U just right away that was going to be a new console. But the same things that you guys are talking about, like that's exactly what I got from like parents coming in. Like I get a lot of parents coming in who want to buy Nintendo stuff for their kids. Like that was like over 80% of the money being spent on Nintendo stuff in that store was parents coming in and getting it for their kids. And they come in after buying a Wii, they've had it for a while, they've got all the controllers for it and everything. They come in, they're like, hey, I want that Wii U. My kid, was telling me about the Wii U and I want to get it. I'm like, okay, cool. And they had like 2 different models at the time and all that stuff. And, I'm explaining it and I'm going through it, and they would stop me and be like, wait, this is a whole new console? I'm like, yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, I just thought it was a control pad. Never mind. And then just leave.
Well, I could see a lot of parents wanting to not get just, a whole nother console to begin with. Because getting something that was just a controller, like, for instance, the Wii was meant for family gaming, for young gamers, for casual gamers, and, getting the whole family together to do shit. And having the console sitting in one room, and, the worst you'd have to worry about is losing the controller. That's the thing you would have to worry about. And going out and buying new sets of controllers, that's not really that big of a deal. But think about it. You got kids who are probably terrible with their own stuff, and just think about it. Think about some 12-year-old little Johnny who gets a Wii U and enjoys playing it for, several days, forgets to charge it, he charges it, he takes it over to a friend's house, or he takes it on a camping trip, and it breaks, or he loses it. I could see a parent being like, oh, screw this, because if it's an entire new console, you're not going to want to spend the kind of money to get that for the fear of this kid's going to lose an entire console. This kid's not going to just be losing a controller, which would be a pain in the ass to begin with, but an entire console? I mean, I'm sure there were plenty of parents back in the day who didn't like the Game Boy bricks that we had as kids because we'd lose them.
Right? No, you were talking about taking it on a camping trip. That was one thing that really disappointed me about the Wii U, was the fact that, I saw it and I saw all the potential it had and everything. I said, hey, it would be super awesome if somehow there was an SD card slot on here. And I'm saying this is a Nintendo rep, and my virtual console games could be on it, and I could take this and play virtual console games. And holy crap, would that sell virtual console games? And that would be great for parents with their kids in the car and all that stuff. And he's like, no, they can't do that. And like,
opportunity missed.
I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just like flipping tables after that. I'm like, that was probably the thing I wanted the most, was like I could take my games on the road. Even though I already have I've had the Game Boy Color, the DS, the Game Boy Advance, all that stuff. Like I'm acting like I'm able to take games on the road for the first time or something. That was probably my biggest disappointment there. But yeah, and there was actually something that other parents were saying. They're like, oh, so this thing, like, so it's portable then? Like you put the disc inside the thing. And I'm just
that's what I thought.
And I'm just like, nope, it's not that either. And they're just like, pfft, and they just walk. Like there's just so many reasons why they would, and the price point also, like the Wii by that point was like $150 or something like that. And then like this Wii U comes out and it's like $400, and they're like,
I'm sorry. Okay, I was and am able and willing to spend $400 on a new PlayStation or something of that nature, but I would never in a million years pay $350 or $400 for what I assumed had been a controller. And even if I had known it was a console, I wouldn't have bought it anyway. I would not have shelled out that much money for something that would be portable and therefore easily breakable.
That's true.
Or stolen. Hell no, not in a million years.
Out of the four of us, Ryan's the only one that actually got a Wii U.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. On launch day for the Wii U, it was like on a Sunday, and there weren't.
I think I was working that day.
Yeah.
I think you picked it up from my store.
Yeah, I think so. Like there was barely a line for it, and there was still a lot of systems available after I was leaving.
Yeah, I mean, like it was a line, but
did it have any good launch games?
I mean, I was interested in Tank, but only because me and you played like the arcade version of it at
Comic-Con?
Petco Park. Yeah, during Comic-Con. There was that.
Yeah, but that was like, with an actual, sit down.
And Nintendo Land was bundled with it, which Nintendo Land had like games that were like one person uses the pad and other people use Wiimotes, and it was built specifically around getting people used to the concept, just like Wii Sports was. But
And it was an okay game though.
What games did you get around that time?
Let's see, I got Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge, which was okay. I also got Nintendo Land, and I just bought a whole bunch of Virtual Console games.
So there really wasn't much to do with.
I honestly didn't really buy a game until Mario Kart 8 came out.
Isn't that when it skyrocketed when Smash Brothers came out and Mario Kart 8?
Yeah, I mean, like when anything like Mario Kart or Smash or whatever comes out, systems get sold. I was waiting for Zelda, which is pretty common for me. The Wii I got really quickly only because it was like $250 and like it was such a novelty at the time, and so I was like, okay, cool. Like compared to like the $600 PlayStation 3 or whatever, like I was like, fucking, I'm getting a Wii. Like for the 3DS, like I waited for Zelda. I got like Link Between Worlds. That's what got me to buy it. And for the Wii U, I was all like, okay, I'm waiting for Zelda, I'm waiting for Zelda, I'm waiting for Zelda. And, well, now Zelda is coming to the NX, so I'm probably definitely skipping this console generation. There's nothing else that makes me go, oh my god, I need this.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I don't regret getting the Wii U. I mean, I play a lot of Virtual Console games. I'll play Smash Brothers on it. I mean, recently we played Star Fox Zero for the show, which was a decent game, but not really a great game.
I liked the guarding one with
Oh yes,
the cameras.
Star Fox Guard. Yeah.
Yeah, that one was fun.
But other than that, I have less than 10 actual Wii games.
That's
Actually less than 5.
like
Wow.
that's like no, like the only thing that's good about the Wii U for like me and you, Heather, would be like, oh, it hooks up via HDMI instead. That's one less cable amongst our horrible
Jesus
mess of
Christ.
cables
Yeah, no
that
kidding.
I'm just refusing to fix because I think we're gonna move in a couple of months, and like I don't want to like fix it and then move just to fix it at a new place.
Yeah. It's so funny that I bought those cable ties specifically for this, and I haven't even. Those have been sitting on the
That's
counter
what
for like
those are
2 months.
for?
Yes, that's what those are for, and I haven't bothered with
Jeez,
this.
I've just been letting them sit there on the counter. I'm just like, when did I buy these? Like, I didn't even
No,
buy
that
them.
was
You
all
did.
me. That
Right.
was all me.
Okay, yeah, no. But yeah, Frank, were you ever planning on buying a Wii U?
No strong urges to buy it. I think Nintendo just made something that was just too new for the market.
Yeah.
It was too out there. I don't think we were ready for it because PlayStation and Xbox were still using the classic controller.
Right.
And then all of a sudden we get this huge dinner plate with the TV on it and the buttons and controller sticks.
Which honestly, like the couple of times that I have played it, like over at your house, Ryan,
Yeah.
like it was nice, like not having to like be all like, how do I turn your TV on? What input is it under? And all that stuff. Just turning on like boom, like that. But I mean, you didn't really need something that huge to do that. Like I've done, with the Vita, I've done remote play. And, like, I don't do it that much, but every once in a while there'll be something like Senon Kagura or something like that where I'm just running around and it's easy to do remote play, and, like, really you didn't have to make a dinner plate out of it,
I just hope they don't do that for the NX because people are just going to go, I could just use the big screen. Why would I use this?
Right, totally.
Yeah, I mean, I just hope the NX, just has no gimmicks. It's just a regular console with the Nintendo exclusives,
but there's going to be a gimmick.
Yeah, there's going to be a fucking gimmick.
Like whatever the gimmick is, it's not built into Zelda, that's for sure. Because Zelda, like in Breath of the Wild, they had like that tablet thing that Link carries around with them, and that when they were developing that game before, that was supposed to be pretty much the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah,
that's what it was supposed to represent. And now, fuck that. So like, and there was like pretty much almost no functionality from the pad itself. Like on the screen on the pad was all instructions, and there was a little bit of motion control stuff.
I hate those.
But it was optional because like the guy who was like telling me like how to do stuff, he's all like, okay, here's you can use the magnet to pick up that rock over there that has some like minerals in it and stuff like that, and like I took it and I like smashed a crate with it, and I was using the motion controls for it. And he's like, but I'm not a big fan of the motion controls, so I do this other thing instead.
Is anyone a big fan of the motion controls?
No.
No.
I'm not. I hate it.
It's not like
They're annoying.
I liked it with like simple enough stuff like Wii Sports again as an example.
I mean,
Yeah,
it was
Wii
cool
Sports.
with Wii Sports.
I liked it with No More Heroes because No More Heroes was essentially like when you're fighting, like it's mostly just mashing like A and B in different combinations and stuff, and you had like you either held the controller kind of facing upwards for high attacks, or you kind of held it downward for low attacks, and then once you get down to that killing big blow, then you'd swing, right? But like most of the attacks, like I'm just hitting the dude 5 or 6 times. Like it was kind of a simplified version of what they tried to do with Skyward Sword, and it worked out better that way. And you don't need it. Like you could have done something else entirely. You could have had no motion controls, but that was okay. So
So earlier you had mentioned the PS Vita,
Yeah.
and so there's now the Twitch app for the
yes,
Vita.
Does anyone play the PS Vita anymore?
I mean, I played it at E3. I brought it with me specifically because I
Yeah.
knew if I was going to have to stand in a line that was like 4 hours long, that like I would have that, which, I have like a couple of games on there.
Oh yeah,
But-
I did buy a PS Vita after E3 because they were actually going down in price and on eBay. So I bought one. I bought a 64 gig memory card, and actually all of this year, like Sony was having these flash sales. So I was buying like a shit ton of cheap PS Vita games and like cheap PS1 games, and I've been putting them all on the Vita, and I actually like the Vita.
Oh yeah,
I
I mean,
like it a lot.
I
It's
got
fun.
the remastered of Grim Fandango, and I played
Yeah,
that on the
I bought
Vita.
that too.
And then there's also the crossplay and the cross save or whatever.
Yeah.
So like I could also play Grim Fandango on the PlayStation.
You played what was that dungeon crawler?
It was
the one where you
Rogue
played the different
Legacy?
generations
yeah,
of people.
Rogue Legacy. That's what it was. Yeah.
Rogue Legacy.
Which, okay, so the last time we flew home together, which
Yeah.
was for my sister's wedding, like was almost a year ago, I specifically brought the PSP for the purpose of
Vita.
continuing. Excuse me, PS Vita. I hated the PSP. Anyway, the PS Vita. So brought that for the purpose of playing Rogue Legacy on our flight, and we're in the air for literally 25 minutes, and I pull out the Vita, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go try and beat this boss. And I beat the fucking game. And I was like, what the shit? Like, I did not expect that at all. I expected to be able to play it the entire way there and then, play it on the way back. No, I pulled it out. I was like playing with it for like, 10, 15 minutes. And then I was like, oh, I'll just go ahead and try this last boss. Or like, I had 2 bosses to beat. I ended up beating one. I was like, yes, this is awesome. I'm like, I'll go ahead and try the last boss because, why the fuck not? And I ended up winning. And I was just like, so much for that. And then I was bored the rest of the flight.
But like the point being though, like you used it for you were playing Rogue Legacy a bunch, and like if I wanted to play something on the PS4, then like
I
you
just
could play
pick
it
up
on the
the
Vita,
yeah.
and then like vice versa, and you'd be playing it there, and like I'd pick up the Vita to play like like Sen on Kagura or something,
Yeah.
or like Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max, or something like that, but. Yeah, now, of all times, like, the PS Vita gets a Twitch app. Like, is this like so I can watch Twitch on the Vita? Or is
Or
it so
to
I can
stream.
stream Vita games? Like, what's going on here? Like, you're the one who found this story.
I
Right?
think we could do both.
What?
Yeah.
No, I want to look at this. So, features include live and recorded video top games, ability to follow channels, special section on highlight play. Okay, no, that was too good to be true.
Oh, it's too
Yeah.
No,
good to be
you
true.
can. This is for watching Twitch, not
Streaming it.
streaming it. So
Well, but
okay.
if you could stream PS Vita games, would you do it though?
Yeah, like if it did require like tons and tons of equipment and stuff, like I would do it. Like I don't have that many Vita games, but it'd be fun to do, and it's got an onboard camera too. So I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not do it?
So
Yeah, I mean, I just got my PS Vita, and I'm liking it a lot. So like, why not? include that capability, or hey, I can stream my my PS Vita games. I can stream like Resident Evil 2 on the Vita.
Yeah.
I know there was kind of that meme going around for a while where it was just like Vita has no games, Vita has no games, Vita has no games every time I bring it up. So it's like Vita has no games. I'm like, I just bought a game for it, you dick. But other than that, like, what do you think really killed it?
Well, I used to joke when it first came out, oh, nobody owns a Vita because there's no games for it.
Right?
So Ryan was that guy. Ryan was that dick.
Yeah, I was that asshole. It was kind of funny at Anime Expo 2012. I saw someone with a Vita. I'm like, he's the only person in the world who has one. And then our friend McGill actually bought one, and I'm like, he's the second person in the world who has one.
I actually bought mine secondhand off of a coworker.
Okay, so you were like the third person who had one.
Well, no, that guy was the third person, and then I replaced him as the third person. So I don't know, but what do you think? What do you think killed the Vita? Frank?
Yeah, I just think there's nothing like specifically for the Vita that makes me like want to go get it. Like you bought a Wii for Zelda, right? the DS for the Zelda, right?
Right.
What's there on the
So
Vita?
there was no killer app for you. Yeah,
nothing.
no. There was a lot of really neat little functions with it and stuff, and I think it probably would have sold a lot better if they didn't switch to a new proprietary memory card. Like, imagine all the PSP owners who, if they could have just taken out their PSP memory card, popped that thing into the Vita, how much that would have saved them. Because, like, a decent memory card for the Vita is like $100 easy.
Yeah.
After you've spent nearly $200 just getting the thing.
Yeah, I spent $90 on my 64 gig memory card.
Yeah, so that it's half the price of the piece of hardware itself. Like that's,
yeah, like back like a couple of months ago, actually like the Vitas were cheap, but I was like, oh hey, the PS Vita doesn't look too bad. Oh shit, the memory card.
Right? Like the memory card I have was the one that I bought from said old coworker. It's like 2 or 4 gigs or something like that. Like I'm constantly having to remove stuff and add stuff.
Oh my god, yes, it's so annoying.
Yeah, I can't have just a good bunch of games, which I'm kind of starting to run into that problem too with the PS4 because we have the first model 500 gig. It's getting to the point now where I've had to delete save data from because the save data was being filled up on Plus, for the backups, and had to delete entire games, and they're sitting there in the library still, but it sucks. I want to go, I want to play this, but I have to re-download it first.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny with the PS Vita. With everything I've purchased, I'm already taking up half the card now.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's amazing. It's and I'm one of those people I love buying digital games of stuff that I don't think I'm gonna own for the rest of my life and play for the rest. I want a physical copy of this because I'm gonna play it 10 years down the road. Cool, but otherwise, if it's I'm gonna play this for a few months and I'm gonna forget about it, digital all the way. But if and I might pick it back up at some other point. It'd be nice to have it around. If I have to keep re-downloading all the crap, there's the convenience isn't there. And the same thing for the Vita. The convenience that's supposed to be there is not there because the memory for it is just... It's half the price. Come on. So, let's go ahead and cap this conversation off with something that's couple weeks old already, but something that everybody has some sort of opinion on in their hearts. Mighty Number 9.
Mighty Number 9.
Frank, how about you start us off?
Well, I can't give an honest opinion about the game itself, but if you're talking about
anything, the development cycle, the community problems, the amount of money that went into it versus what we got out of it, or you did play some of it.
Yeah, I did. I did like how you played it.
So
how I played it.
I like how you played it.
I like how you played it, Josh.
I like how you played it.
Yeah, but
just
but
make
go
me
ahead.
all sweaty and. Anyway,
Frank, we're too much like family. We can't have sex.
Says you.
That's a little too country for me. Anyway, Mighty Number 9.
Yeah, I love the gameplay, or at least the first 15 minutes before it crashed on me. I did.
Right.
The dashing part I did like. Of when you have to dash into the enemies, it kind of actually encourages you to try to go faster through the level. But it's what's his face's first game, and he actually did deliver it. I mean, he might not make another one because everyone's so hard on him.
Maybe you might have to go into something else. I don't know, Ryan. I know you have a lot to say about it.
Well, so I'm the one who purchased the game for the show and we played it a couple weeks ago. We enjoyed it up to a point until it crashed.
Yes.
So while I do admit when the game was first announced on the Kickstarter, I didn't back it because I was a little skeptical. I mean, he's trying to just say fuck you to Capcom, and so
Oh yeah.
yeah. So I'm just gonna wait for this actual game to come out, and then from what I heard, a lot of people weren't getting the game when it came out. Their Humble Bundle keys were late, and I still haven't heard if they even got any of the physical prizes. So I just went to Best Buy and bought the game, and I was surprised. I was actually holding the real game in my hands. This is real. It's not going to be delayed anymore. And so after we recorded the episode, I played it a little longer. I've actually beaten half of the Robot Masters now. I still haven't beaten the game. From what I've played of it, it's very frustrating for some reason. The level design is just really, really hard for no reason, and the bosses are really difficult. You really, really, really have to learn the patterns, unlike in Mega Man. In Mega Man, they kind of forgive you, because if you just keep shooting them and just jump around, you'll be able to avoid most of the boss's attacks. But this one, you have to really, really, really memorize the patterns. Even if you have full 2 energy tanks, I kind of forget what they call them in the game, and even if you have the weakness weapon. It's a pretty difficult game to play just right off the bat, even if you are an expert at Mega Man.
And you are an expert at Mega Man. When we played Mega Man for the show, that little 2 or 3 parter we did, you were the one doing 90% of the playing, because I was just kind of fuck this isn't Mega Man X.
You hit the invisible blocks, though.
Yeah, so...
Mega Man games have never been super easy, but they've never been super difficult. I always found them kind of balanced in the middle, but probably from Mega Man 7, 8, 9, and 10 is when they started getting harder. I would place Mighty Number 9 probably in that same era.
What was the one that they did? It came out on the Wii and whatnot. That was 8-bit style, but it's modern. Came out in 2007, 2008. Was that Mega Man 9?
Yeah, it was Mega Man 9.
I liked that one.
Yeah,
I
would actually say Mighty Number 9 is harder than Mega Man 9.
Mega Man 9, I still made it through, and I'm not even that good at Mega Man.
Right, yeah. Mega Man 9 was a little more difficult than, the previous games, though.
Right. I know...
In my opinion, though.
I know, Heather, you haven't really been following it as much, but, it's hard to not know anything about it at all.
I played it whenever it was at E3 last year. I played it for a little bit, thought it was neat. I think the level I played was an underwater level, which... Fuck water levels. Oh my god. Fuck them so hard in the ass. And I liked the character design. I liked the art style at the time. But, I didn't get to play it when we played it because I was sicker and fucking dog shit. But I get it's not something that was really on my radar because I'm not a huge Mega Man fan. I don't give a shit, which is surprising because I like platforming and blowing shit up and whatever. But, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan in the world, so I wasn't breathing heavily in a corner waiting for this game to come out. Just the amount of hatred this game has from the community really shows that fans are the fucking worst. Any fan, for the most part. You get a community of fans, there's going to be a very loud section of them that's going to make that fandom just bad. And they've done a really good job, and I feel like just about everybody has jumped on the bandwagon because, it's not my Mega Man, it's...
Oh, well, no, so, even when we filmed the episode for Battle Geek Plus, we still, threw some jokes in, of stuff that's on the bandwagon, just...
Oh, well, of course, because, reference and joking and whatever, but just, the amount of people that legit, this is the worst game ever, everything about it is terrible, blah, 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 it's just,
Anybody...
It just seems like it's just gone a little too far just because, it's not what everyone had hoped and dreamed, and everyone's just fucking salty as balls about it.
Anybody who says that Mighty Number 9 is the worst game ever has never played Home Alone 2 on the NES.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Fuck that game. That's just my... That's one of my go-to examples of
and in
worst
all
game.
Honesty, I was not really that offended by that anime fan on prom night.
No,
that was fucking hilarious.
I got to laugh at myself a little bit.
That was humor done right. That was hilarious. Anybody who got hurt over that doesn't have a sense of humor and takes shit way too seriously and can't laugh at themselves. If you can't laugh at yourself in any regard, regardless of what it is, then you are a sour person and your life must totally blow. That's just all there is to it.
like I don't know, like I actually heard about people being outraged over that before actually seeing it. So I was like waiting for like this outrage thing, right? I'm like what's this thing? Like was it all like play Mighty Number 9, shoot people and absorb them. Also, black people are stupid. Like no, like it wasn't anything like that. Like, you know, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting something horrible. Like, it was just kind of all, like, Nazis rule, you know, or something. And instead, it was just kind of like an anime fan on prom night. I'm like, that's what everyone's all mad about?
Yeah.
Like, I get it. Like, some people can be like, you know, but, like, to, like, be, like, flipping tables over it and stuff. Like, come on. But, I don't know. As for me, I was really optimistic about it from the beginning. Like, I saw that and I was just kind of like, cool, and I didn't put like a lot of money toward it, but you know, like I put like enough to get my own mighty number or whatever and get in the community and end up in the credits, and I think that was pretty much it. Like, I didn't get anything else.
Okay, so if I beat the game, I'll see your name in the credits.
You will.
Oh, hell yes.
Good luck finding it.
Right.
And
4 hours long credits.
Oh shit, yeah, I heard about that.
Wow. No, but like so I got that. Really, I was optimistic about it. I was also on that fuck Capcom train. Not really like fuck Capcom entirely because I love Street Fighter, but like fuck whoever is being all like, let's not make any more Mega Man games.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's put Mega Man in a fighting game, but make him that fat NES Mega Man, you know, from the cover. Like all that stuff. Like I'm just kind of like, come on, like stop. Who are you trying to offend here? Like who what kind of beef is keeping the rest of us people who play games from having some fun?
Right, exactly.
And so I was like, fuck that, I'm going to back this. And then like just delay after delay after delay after delay.
Yeah.
I didn't get angry about it. I just simply lost interest. And a year ago, I kind of lost interest, but then I played it at E3 expecting it to come out not that much later.
Yeah.
Maybe in the fall or
Exactly.
something.
Same
Right?
here.
At the latest. And it reignited my interest for the game, and then delay. And here we are. It's July now. We just played it last month. It's been in a development cycle for like 3-4 years or something like that, which is not uncommon for games.
Yeah.
But the fact that, you know, it was supposed to come out so much sooner, and it didn't. And so I just simply had zero interest. Like, it was just kind of like, oh yeah, that finally came out. Cool. You know?
Yeah, because like like when we did the Mega Man episode, we wanted to play Mighty Number 9 because that's when it was supposed to come out, but it didn't come out, so we had to play Mega Man instead.
Right? And you wanted us to play the original Mega Man so we could play them in order or something. And it's like, phew.
You're crazy.
Yeah, seriously, like
You're
no,
crazy.
like, we should have skipped to Mega Man 2. At least I could have played it a little bit.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
well, I honestly don't think Mighty Number 9 is a terrible game. It's not a terrible game by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a great game, but it's a decent game. I think you should probably wait for it to get down to $10. I paid $15 because I had like a Best Buy gift certificates for like pre-ordering games for the show. So definitely pick it up once it hits $10. So like during like either a Humble Bundle sale or a Steam sale.
I don't know. Anybody got any other things to say about our topics today?
Well, that's why I don't join any fan-base fandoms.
Oh yeah, like I think Twitter is probably about as close as I get to like being part of a fan community, and like even then I can just like mute individual people, like not necessarily block them, but just keep them from showing up in my timeline.
You can't mute all the hate in the world.
Yeah,
Josh.
well, you know what? It's not YouTube. So, you know, I can kind of customize what I'm looking at on Twitter. So, like, and sometimes I go on Reddit. Actually, the Reddit community for Dragon Ball Z is not nearly as bad as you might think.
Oh, no, it's
going someplace to talk about Dragon Ball Z is. It's actually one of the better places.
But don't go to gaming.
Really?
Oh my god, that place is fucking horrible. It's
Right?
a cesspool of hate.
But yeah, fan communities, like, I definitely don't participate in them nearly as much as I used to, and I think you were right to not do that ever all along, Frank. So, or you, Heather.
Yeah, no.
So-
I've tried, and I end up just hating people more.
Oh, that was the biggest waste of... Okay, so I joined an Avatar: The Last Airbender community once, and I left.
Wait. The movie? Or...
No.
That's why I said Avatar.
No.
No,
Okay.
just for the franchise in general,
Continue.
but mainly based on the series, right? And I sat there, and I'm trying to come up with a name, and I'm all like, I got it. Bender Rodriguez. and I put Bender from Futurama as my avatar. I'm all like, I'm a metal bender, right? I'm an anything bender. I can, and like that was the joke, right? And I'm like, cool, I've got this, and this is before I even go and read any posts. And then I go in, I thought we were going to talk about cool stuff that happened in the show and all this stuff, and like every last thread in this community was like people shipping other people. You know, like, I'm like, you can't ship Toph with Toph, they're the same damn person, that's masturbation. Ooh, she's 12. And, you know, it just like, it was all shipping. It was all, this character gets in a relationship with this character. Let's talk about it. I'm just kind of like, but the kung fu and shit. And it was the
biggest... but all those people on those forums were like 12.
It was the biggest waste of one of my most amazing jokes that actually isn't really all that great in retrospect, but it was just super funny at the time. So, anyway, we're getting way out. Man, I think we're just like running out of stuff to say. So, anyway, my name is Josh. This was Waxing Pixels, the Battle Geek Plus podcast. You can check out our show, Battle Geek Plus, where we play games every Tuesday. And this show should be coming out on Thursdays. We'll kind of see how that goes. Just check for Thursdays at the moment. You'll either see this or you'll see a battle blog. And we'll just kind of take it from there. And everyone like, subscribe, share, and definitely leave comments because I want to see what you thought about the podcast and what we can do to improve it and whatnot. Anyway, like I say, I'm Josh, and with me we have Heather, Ryan, and Frank.
Yo.
Sup?
Who are also all on the show, so you should know them by now. Anyway, see ya.